Hi, it's time for more travel talk. And I'm Emily Kaufman, the travel mom. One of the things I enjoy so much about traveling is taking in the local drinks, food, flavor, and fun. And I really love that about Arizona because there are so many things that are unique to Arizona. So today I'm very happy to be with the bar manager of the Century Grand, Jax Donahue. Hey, Jax.
Hello.
So it looks like you're sitting at a bar somewhere. Where are you?
I'm actually at my home couch. So this is the couch bar. This is during this lovely bit of time, I have found myself here a lot, basically just entertaining myself.
Well, I'm glad that you're in a space that you feel good in. And I'm wondering, can you tell us a little bit about Century Grand and what people could expect if they visit?
Of course. So essentially, Century Grand is a multifaceted space that allows for many different experiences specific to cocktails. The one that I actually tend bar in is called Platform 18. It's an immersive cocktail experience with 46 different items on our menu, 42 which are cocktails, and then 4 are actually alcoholic ice creams and sorbets that we create in-house. And we also have a whiskey shop and a few other things that actually encompass the space itself. So it really is an adult playground, if you will.
I love an adult playground. That sounds awesome. I also have some whiskey lovers in my family, and I see a lot of whiskey in front of you there. Can you share a little taste of Arizona with us and show us how to make a specialty cocktail?
Of course, would love to. When it comes to the spirits that you see in front of you, this is actually Whiskey Del Bac. I also happen to hold the position of brand ambassador for Phoenix, so I get to deal with an amazing whiskey based here in Arizona all the time. The expressions that you'll see are going to be Old Pueblo, which is a mesquite smoked single malt, Dorado, which is a barrel aged mesquite smoked single malt, and then our classic. Those are our 3 like namesakes, and the classic is going to be a barrel aged unsmoked single malt whiskey. The other 2 are actually our forms of different cuts, one being the distillers, one being the winner, and those are just different selections that we'll create throughout the year that are expressions of the art of blending, if you will. And from there, we're actually going to take this lovely stuff right here, the Dorado, and make a derivative off of an egg white whiskey sour. Thought being behind it, the Dorado for me being mesquite smoked whiskey, it's delicious and it's also like an Arizona hug. I wasn't originally from Arizona. I'm a transplant. I got here, I guess 12 years ago the first time, went to San Francisco and then came back. And when I came back was actually when I kind of met Del Bac, if that makes sense, as a whiskey brand, and really started falling in love with it. And it really did remind me of an Arizona hug. Being here as a senior in high school, mesquite smoked fires were something that I was very akin to. And so that this cocktail kind of brings about that whole situation, if that's okay. You good to let me get going?
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
Sweet. So I am making it on couch. So I will say this is a different height than I'm used to. But to start off, we're going to use a little sage. Traditionally, I would use desert sage, but I wanted to make this a little bit more at-home accessible. I can definitely get it right outside, which is a beautiful thing, but that's not how it is for everybody. We're also going to do a little bit of AZ Bitter Labs Orange Sunshine Bitters. That's actually a local bitters company as well, and it's quite fantastic. Then I'm going to go with an actual egg white. So whiskey sour form.
I've never actually seen an egg white being used in an alcoholic beverage. Is that something that you work with often?
It is. It's actually something that's quite requested quite often, if that makes sense. It's a cocktail that is now a at-home namesake. A little bit of lemon, by the way. And so people very much like an old-fashioned Manhattan. It's something that people are now used to seeing. And so because of that, it's become kind of commonplace for us to get those orders from. A lot of times people ask if I have some form of an egg white cocktail on the menu or things like that. And so oftentimes we'll make these either off the cuff, or we actually do have a few cocktails on our menu that do have egg white in them as well. The key to it, and the reason why I kind of chose this style of cocktail to do today, is also because of how we make egg white cocktails. So people can learn how to do it at home. A lot of people wonder how we get such really thick head or foam on top of that. It's a process called a reverse dry shake, or at least in my company, that's the best way we found to do it. Some people use blenders, spindle mixers, other things for the aeration of the cocktail itself. We like to use a reverse dry shake. So just to recap while I was talking there, I added a little bit of honey syrup, a little bit of lemon, and then also Del Bac Dorado whiskey. So 2 ounces of Dorado, 3/4 of the honey syrup, not straight honey, which is diluted honey, obviously. And then lemon juice that I actually squeezed about 20 minutes ago, 3/4 ounce of that as well. 2 dashes of the Arizona Sunshine Bitters, and about 5 to 6 muddled sage leaves in there before. And of course that egg white we were talking about. Now to do the reverse dry shake, the key to this is actually 3 separate shakes. And that sounds a little bit aggressive, but it really does help. First one being what's called a dry shake. So the whole point of this is to get everything kind of emulsified, agitated, and begin the aeration process. About an 8 to 10 second shake or so. Now after that, we're gonna add some ice. And this is kind of another key factor that people will take a little bit lightly, or people ask about a lot, I should say. When it comes to home use, obviously, use what you got. But when it comes to at bar use, we like to use very specific styles of ice. Specifically, I believe my bar has 8 different kinds now. We have a bunch of them custom made by a lovely company called Artisan Ice here in Arizona. But now, second shake. This is what we call a wet shake. Again, that one's going to be about 8 to 10, depends on the kind of ice you have. If you've got kind of crumbly ice, shake it a little shorter because you're getting that dilution, you're getting that aeration quickly. If you've got nice hard ice, like Oshizaki or 1x1 cube cold draft, you can just shake that regularly, about 8 seconds. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking all the ice out for that second shake. Now, I'm going to go into the third. And the third is going to be another dry shake. Yet again, the reason for this is aeration. Now, what you can't feel right now is this entire tin is actually expanding in my hand. And that's a portion of that. Because essentially, we're whipping a meringue, if that makes sense. So as I'm doing this, I keep two fingers on each side just so it doesn't explode on me. I've had that happen a lot of times. It's not fun. Now, when it comes to the garnish, depends on what everybody has at home. The way that I like to serve mine is up on a big cube. Single strain and then a fine strain as well just after. That eliminates the particles from the sage and any kind of ice chips that we had remaining in the actual cocktail itself. And then on the garnish, since this is an aromatic style of cocktail, gonna give it a little sage leaf. And then actually, a little bit of Angostura bitters right on top.
That looks so inviting. Can you hold it up real close to the camera so that everybody can see?
Get a little downplay on it. Bada bing, bada boom.
That is absolutely gorgeous. And I really learned so much today all about the shaking. Where can people find more about the Century Grand?
So Century Grand, we have our website, centurygrand, I believe, phx.com. We also have the other pages that go along with every piece of our company, if that makes sense. Because we also own a tiki bar next door called Undertow as well. It's easy to
that sounds great. Where can people find out information about this type of whiskey that you've been making?
Whiskeydelbac.com. And that'll literally give explanations on every one of our expressions and a little bit more about the malting and everything we do as a process. It's kind of very unique to us as well as Arizona, the world. We do all of our malting in-house. We do all of our everything pretty much in-house, which really isn't done anymore. So it's been a great thing for me to be able to work for a company so close to home that really does care about what they're doing.
Well, I cannot wait until we're able to travel again and I can get back to Arizona, because one of the stops I'm going to make will be to you at Century Grand so we can have cocktails together.
Cheers.